Richard, according to the video, you say we need the Holy Spirit in everything. I mean, do we need the Holy Spirit in things as simple as learning how to drive a car or even brushing my teeth?
Yeah, yeah, it does kind of get silly, doesn't it, at some point? This is where my branch of the church is different from many others. I can just put it to you that way. I do believe that the Bible teaches that God is the source of all truth, and that because He is truth, that anything that is true in some sense comes from Him, and that the person of the Trinity who teaches the truth is Holy Spirit. Okay, that's why we gave that long quote in the lesson from Calvin, where Calvin said that for the common good, the Holy Spirit actually teaches people things like mathematics and dialectic and the chemistry and science and psychology and all those kinds of things. That the Holy Spirit works in common ways. That means not saving ways, but common ways in everybody, every time they do anything that's good or even speak of things that are true. That's a fairly radical point of view. It has not been the common view among Christians of other branches of the church. For example, Thomas Aquinas believed that you did not really have to have the work of the Holy Spirit to have natural knowledge, knowledge of coffee cups or knowledge of lights or knowledge of driving a car, brushing your teeth. That was just something that sort of happened on its own. But to have religious truth or to understand higher religious truths, you had to have illumination from the Holy Spirit. Well, this is a little different view. The different view is that our minds are so corrupted that if God did not show mercy to us in our sinful state, that we would not be able to understand anything correctly. And so it is what we call common grace or the common operations of the Spirit of God that illuminates even unbelievers. So that when unbelievers say, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, this is a gift from God to them. Or when an unbeliever says, murder is wrong, this is a gift from the Holy Spirit to them. Now, it comes directly and indirectly sometimes extraordinarily, sometimes not so extraordinarily, but nevertheless, it's a gift from God, the Holy Spirit. And this is why, see, the reason for saying this is so important is this. We don't have to run from those gifts ourselves. When Holy Spirit teaches a scientist something that's true, then we can embrace that truth because it has actually come from God and not from the pagan scientist. The pagan scientist has just been the instrument through which God has worked. Most of us did not learn 2 times 2 is 4 from a Christian person or from a solely Christian source. We learned it usually from someone whose maybe religious commitments were very questionable, or maybe they were even anti-Christian. But they can teach, non-Christians can teach 2 times 2 equals 4. Why? Common grace, common operations of Holy Spirit. And in some ways that enlivens the universe around us so that we don't think of the natural world as sort of dead material world. And then we take our Christian faith and make that the supernatural world where God is at work. But everything from the bottom up, it's all work of Holy Spirit and sin, so that sin either corrupts or Holy Spirit restrains corruption and brings life out of the dead. And so I like that point of view. It's really very helpful.